It was lashing rain when I woke up this morning in Kildare, and Met Éireann has issued warnings over heavy rain in 10 counties, which started overnight and will last till the early hours of Thursday morning, and it could lead to flooding in Kerry, Cork, Carlow, Kildare, Kilkenny, Laois, Tipperary, Waterford, Wexford and Wicklow. Let's go to Carlow now. Alan O'Reilly from Carlow Weather joins me now. Good morning to you, Alan. Are you battening down the hatches?
Well, we're certainly preparing for a spell of very heavy rain, and it's going to be a nice day. I suppose the only good point is that it's 16 degrees here this morning, so it's warm rain as opposed to maybe the cold and wet weather that we were used to in October. But certainly some very heavy rain coming, and it's going to lead to some spot flooding. And with all those leaves falling off the trees at the moment as well, that's going to block some drains. So people are going to want to take care out there because, especially on roads, Shane, there's a risk of some localised flooding. And the rain will continue into tonight. And while the Met Éireann weather warnings may expire early tomorrow morning, I'm afraid there will be some more heavy rain again tomorrow as well.
Yeah, so sometimes with these Met Éireann yellow warnings or weather warnings, it's kind of a little bit boy who cried wolf. Sometimes people feel they don't take them seriously enough. What do these status yellow warnings actually mean?
Yeah, well, the status yellow warning for rainfall, I suppose, at the moment really is because they're going to have up to 40 millimetres of rain, which is expected over the next 24 hours. Now, generally, that wouldn't cause a lot of problems, but as I say, with the time of the year, with leaves on the trees coming off into drains, etc., it can cause spot flooding. But also there will be some maybe 20 to 30 millimetres in some areas in a very short space of time, so you have runoff. Generally, yellow rainfall warnings are less than 50 millimetres in 24 hours, but it really can depend on how quick the rain comes down. So it's more a be aware, I suppose, than be worried. But certainly, if you are going to be out today, you're going to want to plan for a very wet day. And as I say, continuing into tonight and also into Thursday, with a risk of some thunderstorms actually on Thursday.
Lovely, okay. For this time of year then, typically is this mild, normal weather? How does it compare to normally what we'd be like this stage of the year?
Yeah, temperatures are well above normal at the moment. So as I say, it's up to 16 degrees this morning, and it will stay mild. Rainfall amounts for the month have been below normal, so this will bring it back up to more normal levels. We had a very, very mild September, and we've had a mild October. So I suppose, the news of fuel prices, etc. The good news has been the temperatures have stayed above normal. But the rainfall is catching up. It does look like in the longer term that next week we might see temperatures settling back down to normal or even a little bit below, but that might also see some more dry weather coming next week. So I suppose it's warm but wet, but maybe turn a little bit cooler and drier next week.
The counties affected by these yellow warnings, which I mentioned: Kerry, Cork, Carlow, Kildare, Kilkenny, Laois, Tipperary, Waterford, Wexford and Wicklow. Is this a southeast issue, or will the whole country be miserable with rain?
There certainly will be rain in many parts this morning, but the worst of the rain will be mainly in the south, the southeast and the east, those counties you've listed. The north and the west, which may be more used to getting the brunt of the rainfall, will actually escape a lot of it this afternoon. So it's more, I suppose, a southeast and south problem today, unfortunately. But there will be rainfall across all areas at times, so not everywhere won't escape, but certainly the worst of it will be in the southeast and south.
I'm conscious there are a lot of younger ears who are looking forward to Sunday evening and trick-or-treating. What's their chances of getting out and about?
Yeah, at the moment it's looking, unfortunately, there's another spell of rain possibly coming for trick-or-treat time. Now, the details around that are a little bit uncertain at the moment, but maybe going back to the old bin liners and having the waterproofs back on to our days, Shane, trick-or-treat mightn't be a bad idea.
Well, of course, in some areas they don't do any trick-or-treating at all, but if they are out and about, in general, the longer range forecast after we get over this week into next week, what are we looking at?
Yeah, it does look like we're going to get a more northerly feed. So as I say, going to turn much cooler next week. And there will be still some showers, but hopefully it will settle down a little bit, and we'll see less in the way of rainfall. But it is going to be wet really up until the weekend. And as I say, a risk of that rain on Sunday, unfortunately, for Halloween. But the longer range, it does look like it's going to improve in terms of rainfall, but temperatures dropping back. So it is going to turn cooler next week.